It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. We got another beer from the fantastic Brewski Brewery in Sweden. Helsingborg in Sweden. I've been there. And this is their Sharkguin New England Double IPA coming in at 8% ABV. Now, I've described this as Sharkguin. It might be Sharkgun. Have a look at that. Let the camera focus. And tell me how to pronounce that name. I think it's Sharkguin. Might be Sharkgun. Who knows? But I know I'm looking forward to it. There's a penguin type shark thing walking on some ice. It's 8% ABV, 330 milliliter can. That lovely kind of distinctive can. Tall and thin for a 330. Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. Do you know what I'm hoping for when I pour this beer? I'm hoping for a really pale looking beer with loads of oats. And I'm pretty sure Brewski are going to deliver on that front. They are a terrific brewery. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, interesting. This has the look. New England Double IPA. New England Double IPA, okay. So, a double IPA from years past, like a West Coast double IPA, used to have a really lovely golden hue to it, which this has. This has. But at the same time, a New England IPA has that kind of straw-coloured haziness to it it's very pale. What I'm looking at here is a little bit of the two. It's got that slight kind of double IPA look to it, that classic West Coast double IPA, but it's also got a lovely kind of haze to it. So it's almost kind of straddling the both styles of the beer world in terms of looking, the double IPA beer world, in terms of the looks of the beer. That one finger white head is hanging around nicely. Let's get the aroma on the beer then. It looks fantastic as I wash that beer around in the glass. Here we go. Oh yeah. It's dank. It's really dank. There's a combination here of, I'm picking up passion fruit, mango and grapefruit. Then I'm picking up orange peel and fleshy blood orange. So I've got a funny feeling that this is going to be a New England IPA with what could be a bitter finish. Should we dive in and have a look? Cheers, everybody. Yeah, just wait. The wait was for that bitterness. There's a little bit of bitterness on the back end. There's a level of sweetness that's coming through on the beer. It definitely has American influences in terms of course. Let me just mention the fact that these beers are American styles in their own right. New England IPA comes from the New England region of America. West Coast IPA comes from the West Coast area of America. What I meant by that phrase, by that comment, was this tastes more like an American New England IPA than a European New England IPA. And I think that's because of the sweetness. There's a level of sweetness in this beer from the malt that balances off that bitterness on the back end, and it feels like a hybrid American double IPA cross New England IPA. It sounds so confusing, I know, but I mean, I can imagine there's some people out there who drink lots of IPA, or are brewers who are watching, who are looking at this beer, just looking at it, going, yeah, they can kind of see what I'm talking about here, in that it has that double IPA look. It has a New England IPA look. It has that sweetness of a double IPA, an American double IPA, but it also has that kind of, it has the bitterness of a double IPA, but it has that middle, that passion fruit, that mango, that grapefruit in the middle. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. It's good. It's good. It's put a smile on my face, because that taste then, and I like it when a beer has levels of flavour. When you think you're done picking flavours, all of a sudden, bing, marmalade comes in. Marmalade on rye. Marmalade on rye comes in. It's very marmalade-y, very orangey and marmalade-y, and like you've just put your finger into your granny's favourite marmalade preserve, and you know, that sort of, only your granny could make. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I got a feeling as well, if you were to age this, if you were to say, and I've done this, I don't do it a lot, but I have done it, where I've either been sent beer or I've purchased my own beer, and I pushed it in the cupboard, and then you push some more beer into your cupboard. Not much rotation going on, you know. And then you always end up with a can of beer right at the back of your cupboard that gets hidden behind if that was behind a 500ml bottle, you wouldn't see it. And it's happened where you go, oh, I'll review this 500ml bottle. You pull out the 500ml bottle, and then you see a can of something like this lurking in the background, and you go, it's a double IPA. Perhaps I should have reviewed this. And then you look at the date and you go, oh, 3 years ago. I got a funny feeling if that was to happen to this beer, you would be pulling it out of your beer cupboard. You might be kind of wiping some dust down. And then you might be pouring yourself the most glorious barley wine you've ever tasted in your life. Because what happens with beers like this, these slightly sweet American style double IPA, kind of West Coast styles, East Coast styles, is that they turn into fantastic barley wines. So basically barley wine is a double strength beer with less hops in it. But we all know if you age hops, the hops drop out and it becomes a barley wine anyway. So yeah, I reckon this would be an amazing barley wine in 2 or 3 years' time. I think I've talked enough. There's not much in the... there's a little bit of English there. It contains barley and wheat. Made in Sweden. Helsingborg, what a beautiful place. Love it. Gotta go back. I'm ready to rate it. I like it. It's a very, very good beer from Brewski. I've had some wonderful beers from Brewski over the years. Lovely kind of out there, crazy fruit beers. To a Stone the Crows beer, which was pretty amazing. That was pretty kind of, because they talked about beer reviewers on YouTube on the side of the can, and we don't get much in the way of acknowledgement, in the way of, like, you see people winning awards for writing books and having award-winning podcasts, and there's not much in the way of recognition for the YouTube community, even though it's probably the hardest. I spoke to a podcaster at a beer festival in the UK last week, and I said, why don't you do YouTube? And he just went, it's too much work. He just blew his cheeks out and shook his head and went, too much work. Too much editing, too much this and that. And I get it, but then for all the hard work that we do, we don't win many awards either for it. We don't get much recognition. But at the same time, we did from Brewski. And I thank them for that. I really do. Rating. I like this beer. I like this beer enough that it's hoppy, it's West Coast, then it's New England IPA, then I'm talking about it becoming a barley wine. Yeah, it's good. It's a blooming good beer. It's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.